Good morning, and I come to you this morning, and you've heard for many months us talk about the Loft House project, that we were going to build a home for a family in Mexico. And I want to come to you this morning and say thank you. Thank you for all that you did. And you say, well, I didn't do much, but it was amazing that over 75 of you participated in some way, shape, or form to build the Loft House. Some of you participated by coming out on a Saturday morning that it was pouring down rain. Over 45 of you came that morning and participated by nailing nails into pieces of wood that we were able to pre-build the loft project. Others of you brought gifts that came and they were a part of the housewarming gift that went to the family that we took with us to Mexico. Others of you still, in fact, there were 9 that went on the trip. The trip to Mexico that we left on a Friday morning and went down to the Mexican border, crossing through into another country, the country of Mexico. We went down the roads of Mexico about 90 miles south of the California-Mexico border, stopping for lunch at a local incredible taco stand. After eating the lunch, we then went to the ranch where we stayed for the weekend, where we lived at. And this ranch was down about 5 miles down a dirt road that was full of ditches and big water holes that we got the opportunity to go through, roads that were much different than what we have in America. Once we were in the ranch, though, it was a secluded, very safe area where we were in the middle of nowhere, where the stars at night were so bright that we were able to look at the beauty of God's creation and just say thank you. The next morning, on Saturday morning, when we awoke, we then left the ranch and we went to where the trailer was at with the pieces that you had put together on that rainy Saturday morning. We then prayed over the Loft House project, and we were about to disembark to the place where we all were going to build the Loft House. Well, once we got there, we looked over and surveyed the area, looking at the neighborhood, of recognizing so many different things than what we are used to here in America. Once we decided on where the Loft House would go, we started unpacking the Loft House. The roof portions went in one spot. The floor went in another spot. The walls went still in a third spot where our people went and actually painted the walls. The painters thought it would be a great idea to include the family. And so they asked the family that was going to get the Loft House if they would like to help paint. And they painted the trim and the walls, and that family even had others that were a part of their neighborhood come and help. So we had many locals that helped us build and paint for this project. After the roof was done and the floor was done, and all of the walls were up, we then put the loft portion to the house on the build. That loft portion is important because in order to do the next step, it was important that that loft was in place. The loft that we needed people to stand on so that they could then take each portion of the roof that was contained in 4 different parts. One by one, they would bring up and they would lift up the roof, while others were pushing up the roof, and still others were taking 2x4s and holding from the bottom, holding the roof in place until all 4 parts of the roof came together. Once that was done, the final touches were put on the roof. And then it was time for our folks that were staging the home to lay out all the things that you incredibly gave as gifts for this housewarming gift. Once that was done, we then presented to the family an audio Bible that they were able to hear about the love of God and about the love of Jesus Christ who died for them. It was why you sent us on this mission to build a home for another family, that they could understand the love of God through Jesus Christ. That was the reason that we did this build. It wasn't anything that we got, but it was what you all of us have given. I want to say thank you for participating in the Loft House Missions Project. Thank you.